I've been driving across 5 states, 20 hours, a couple days, so I could go plant native Chickasaw plums out in the wild. But guess what? There's a Bradford pear here, and these are taking over this entire field. So in place of these, gonna be planting some plums. Man, I need a better hook. People haven't been watching the darn videos. So first things first, you got your backpack. We've got stuff inside the backpack. We got a deer fence. The plums, baby. Always got to keep the foldable shovel, and then you start ripping this grass up so that it's got room to grow. So one thing about growing with grasses is grasses like bacterial dominant soil, but trees like to grow in fungal dominant soil. So you need to make a forest ecosystem that's fungal dominant when you're planting fruit trees. And how do you do that? I've been digging here and I'm finding pieces of like slate and coal. That's carbon right there. Digging in Pennsylvania right now, and I'm finding chunks of coal. This is natural carbon from the earth. It's a really good time. And yeah, that's why they be making mines. Guys are starting a brand new challenge. Need to heat my house for the winter, only using natural resources. We didn't want to cut down any trees. So we've been digging up chunks of coal. Yep. Let's see. So this is our coal pile. We've been getting the nice big old chunks. We're going green, we're going sustainable. Coal power, baby. I don't know. What does that mean? Sell it, sell it. $45 a ton. This right here is a bare-root Chickasaw plum. We've been planting these all over the United States, specifically the East Coast. You put that right down in the hole, and it's got coal in the hole, and then also coals around the hole, because that's me. But also this is the rock. I probably will not put that part in. It's gonna have a lot of some minerals and carbon and stuff for it to grow nice and big. So you just fill it in, just like that. Rocks will probably be good for drainage, and that's all you need to know. We're gonna put a tree tube on this and go on to the next states. Next, we're going to New York. We're going to Vermont. We're going to Pennsylvania. Stay tuned. Hey, we heard you were coming into our state. They don't talk like that up here. What do they talk like? What's a PA accent? Oh, in Shamokin, they're like, I remember they were like, I can't believe the Dunkin' Donuts is closed down. What are we supposed to do? Go to Tim Hortons or something? That's all I know about PA.
Pretty accurate.
So you just got to pull up this grass, flip it upside down. It's like laying down sod, but upside down, so that soil can be built up with the earthworms instead of a bunch of grass, because grass likes bacteria and trees like fungal. So you want fungus, you want worms, you want decomposing stuff, you want mycelium network. And make sure everybody go to Shamokin, baby. How inconspicuous. All right, so next thing you want to do is put the tree protector, chicken wire, around the tree so that the deer don't dig it up. I've got some Billy's bone sauce, but I lost it and it's somewhere in my truck. So once I get the bone sauce, you won't have to do this stuff. And then eventually it's gonna get so big that the roots are gonna be established, and even when the deer try to nibble it down, they're not gonna be able to, because it's gonna keep suckering up. This is a native tree, but it still suckers, forms groves and thickets, and produces lots of fruit. So one of these trees is gonna be like, it's gonna go really far, like maybe like 50 feet. This is gonna like those pears take over. This does the same thing, but it has fruit and it's good for the environment.
How many years do you think until it's producing fruit?
A few years. Depends how much water and love it gets. Like if I put this at my
I will come back here personally with like I will make my workouts for the day just hauling jugs of water back here to personally.
We composted and like.
Yes, I'll make some banana peel water. Say I'll make it my life's mission to get this tree to produce fruit in under 3 years.
But now.
You really are Johnny Appleseed.
I mean, that's why people. I didn't come up with the name. Other people called me that.
You need your own official name that's not Johnny Appleseed.
A Plum Dog Millionaire, I've been called. So the tree's in the ground, it's all protected, it's gonna be really good. We got some locals that are gonna come back and they're gonna water the tree and give it compost, and you don't even need to do all that, but it will help and make it grow a lot faster. All right, so that's the end result of the tree. We've got this like choke cherry looking thing, and right underneath it we've got some mulched Chickasaw plum and a little bit of secret sauce over there. Across from the steepest road in the United States. I'm currently in Pittsburgh right now, and I was trying to find a tourist attraction that wasn't a Dunkin' Donuts. So I'm gonna be on the steepest street in the continental United States. So here it is. There she is, baby. Plant a fruit tree. Well, I reckon I made it to New York, and I am now on the Seneca Nation's Indian Territory Reservation. We're at 780 8 miles. All right. Gas went up and then down in price, but we're ready to rock, baby. So naturally, since we're on the res, we've got lots of, I don't know. There's no casinos here. The past hour and a half, I've been seeing almost exclusively vineyards and grapevines and orchards. It's all monocrop, but they sure look tasty. And I will say, since I got to Pennsylvania, I have not seen the sun. It has looked like this, albeit a little bit less foggy. It's so dark here. I went to go pray and I wanted to look at the sun, and I couldn't even tell where it was. It was so dark in the middle of the day. I really don't know how people live up here. The land's nice, the land's pretty inexpensive, the fertile soil, but 5 months of darkness in the winter, no thanks. But love you guys. You guys think I should plant a plum tree here or what? So another thing that I noticed is that a lot of these houses, they don't have trailers like they do in the South. Seems like down there's a lot more mobile homes. Here is like this historic old country houses from like 1850, and the stones are like from the river nearby. I also noticed people don't really have old trucks because there's so much salt that they get rusted. So pretty much everyone has like a brand new truck, or it's just a clapped out, like if it was a 2006 truck like mine, it would be like super rusted. So I don't know how people don't get depressed with 5-6 months of clouds. Still haven't seen the sun. There's also a lot less woods up here because the land is so rich and fertile that it seems like they don't do a whole lot of logging. They just make open pastures like this and farm animals and crops. And the trees that are growing up here on the right, this is not a high elevation, but down south, those only grow on the mountaintops, like the spruces, the Douglas fir, the balsam firs, Fraser fir, all that kind of stuff. Hardwood grows in soft conditions, and softwood grows in hard conditions. I also noticed a lot of people have RVs because it gets so cold that they just have to go to Florida, guys. There's so many Pennsylvania, New York, Quebec, Canada plates in South Florida. And the soil is super fertile. You go to some of the areas like an hour or so outside of Charlotte, and it's just logging land where they clear cut it and they scrape the topsoil. And like if you scalp the yard with a lawnmower, sometimes it doesn't grow back for like 2 years. Here it probably grow back in like a week. Guy just drove by, the back of his truck is flopping around because it's all rusted. What I was saying is a lot of these small towns in the South, when something is rural and spread out, there's really nothing in between. It's either like mountains with logging land or flat logging land, and that doesn't need to be attended to. But here, the land is so fertile that there's farms everywhere and fields, so more people can make a living off of just agriculture. So, I mean, this isn't the prettiest views I've been like driving, and I didn't want to keep pulling over 1,000 times. But like, you know, there's houses even in the rural areas, and it seems like they can still make, you know, some sort of a living, which is nice because there's these small little towns with vineyards, and like they sell apple pies, like Monica's Pies, out off of like Route 15 or wherever it is, I think near Naples. A different vibe up here. It's pretty cool. And dog, I'm telling you, check this out. The roads are so bumpy. You can't tell in the video. Yeah, you can. There's potholes everywhere because the thaw and freeze cycles in the wintertime just make the roads absolutely atrocious. That's why the tax is so high. They gotta pave all the roads. Check out this house. Nice. Bro, I'm telling you, look at these trees. Once you get on the back roads, so much cooler than the low elevations of the South. I love it. I'm a big fan. I gotta be real with you. I'm a big fan. Also, the abundance of water here. There's so many more natural springs in the flatlands. Central Virginia had like, you know, 5 in Richmond, and then they started getting polluted and closed down by the authorities. But around here, everywhere, there's a spring that has so much magnesium, you can taste it. It tastes sweet. Oh, pulling into the farm at the barn, baby. Rising swine. Holland, New York. Pull up and get your sausages. Dude, this looks like a Christmas card too.
Yeah. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, he's got grain fish, grass-fed beef.
Let's go.
All different options you choose.
Oh yeah. Skirt steak, ground pork.
I don't see.
Oh snap.
I
South Florida Jesse, the Christmas elf with the ground beef, baby. Bro, people love the videos, the centipede videos.
Oh, good.
Because you just gotta talk really fast and you guys are there. It's not just me. It's like so exciting. What's up, buddy? They got a lot of really good stuff. Some real good folks around here. Feels a lot different to be in the north. Pull up and get your beef. Pull up and get your beef.
Legit ingredients. Real maple granules, spelt flour, mostly organic. Yeah, ginger, cloves, cinnamon.
Boom. Legitimately a Christmas town. Everywhere up here.
Can't beat it.
All right, we're getting a nice Chickasaw plum. We're gonna put it in the ground, baby. There's your thicket tree.
That's a Chickasaw. It's same thing with the northern persimmon populations you see. People are taking genetic tests on the trees, and they trace them back to southern genetics.
Wow.
But yeah, they're just, it's a very human thing to do, to bring trees in
Yeah, buddy.
places.
So Jesse was just saying they get 5 to 6 foot of snow like pretty often. Today it snowed. Last week it's spring. The pollen is in the trees in Virginia.
These are all Lovell peaches.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They probably do a lot better in the north, being cold and less humid.
Well, these varieties are cold hardy peaches.
Nice.
Yeah, normally peaches grow a lot better in the south. They come from Asia.
Yeah.
But there's a number of peach breeders up north, and all the universities have been breeding these varieties.
Nice.
And plus, he has crazy good soil. Even with buying a wholesale amount, they still charge over $5 a stem.
No kidding.
But when you think about it, each stem produces $30, $40 worth of berries in its lifetime, plus, so it's not even worth batting an eye at.
Man, that's beautiful. I'm double fisting the cameras right now. We're out here, we've got a bunch of bare root raspberries going in between these peach trees, cold hardy peach trees. And then you were saying that they're pretty much gonna like get way bigger, double in size in a year, and then thin them out and have more cuttings. And
Exactly. Yeah. Each of these singular. Each of these are growing. That's a new cane, that's a new cane, that's a new cane. So that's 3 new canes off of one. So that's tripling the amount we have here. We planted over 100. So it should be at least 300 in the fall, and we can keep multiplying. Keep growing.
I gotta say, this might be cold here, but this is so much cooler than Florida. Like, I love it. Like the Virginia suburbs is like flat and boring. And like right outside, the farms aren't really that cool.
Yeah.
But like you guys have all these evergreen trees and like the northern climate, which
You can't beat our forest out here.
Yeah.
the springs, so many more natural springs. It seems more alive.
There's like 4 that I know of on here. They flow year round.
So we got, you said 100 raspberries in here?
Yeah, red raspberries and 2 different varieties.
2 different varieties of 100 red raspberries. Over here with Greg at his farm, we've got the Chickasaw plum of the day, the first one of New York, and we're putting it on the side of the hill. All right, so that's the beautiful plum right here in the ground. If you're getting your meat, you might be able to see that if they let you in the back. Not sure. Don't come back here. Got the holes dug, getting the berries in the ground. All the people say thank you for your service, Jesse.
10 million? 10 million on the line?
Yeehaw. That's right, everybody just donated $1.
They're brutal.
They're gonna flatten your hill out.
Oh, they will. There's just no.
Crazy blueberries.
Yeah, no, they'll go at any...
I'm in the Arctic tundra of western New York, about to take the bed off of my truck. And if I can't get it all together, then I am stuck here. So I won't be stuck here. Basically, that whole thing has got to come off. I got the stuff unbolted right now, and it's the nicest, the first time I've seen the sun in about 5 days. All right, this is what we got here. A piece of wood underneath. So this is what we got so far. That's my house, nice and sideways. I'm talking like I'm from Canada now, eh? Oh, open the door. Woo, still there. So this right here is part of Jesse's orchard, but all this beautiful stuff here is fruit trees up in western New York, baby. Dude is like a syntropic agroforestry permaculture guru. I've learned a lot from him, and I'm excited to learn a lot more. But look at all these cuttings in these beds. More fruit trees. He named off like 100 different ones. He's got these rows, he's got the swales. This is all the stuff that, you know, the both of us will actually design for people and integrate. We're walking through the mud right now. He's got a cabin back in the woods. Woo! What up? Get his ankles. My goodness. Arrived at the cabin, eh? I got the vlog going. If you don't want anything in it, just tell me. I'll turn it off.
Sure.
This dude, I feel like I'm in, once again, a Christmas movie. I'm gonna keep saying that until it goes through. The food eats first.
You said you like Concord, right?
Yes.
This is from our local Concord cooperative.
Dude, look at the strobe light on. Dude, this is incredible.
Resveratrol in us.
Jesse, what is this Verastrol?
It's an antioxidant. It makes us vibrant.
Okay. So, if anybody is in Western New York and they're looking for some permaculture, centropic agroforestry work done, is the best guy in the business on this side of the country and possibly the other. So I'd highly recommend him. Give him a call if you need to lift any heavy logs. This guy's got you covered. If you need a chef, he'll maybe make you breakfast if you give him a big old tip. Alright, fuel pump's hooked up, all other stuff's hooked up. Bag of cherries. Let's see, moment of truth. Might need to prime it again. Woo-wee. Nice. I'm rich! Peaches, apricots, berry trees.
Ooh, that's cool. Asian pears.
Oh my, how many trees is this, dude?
Oh, probably 30 or so.
All right.
40. Oh, these are the almonds. I want to plant those.
While I was out slaving away in the garage, in the dark, in the cold, Jesse was out here working hard, taking up 2 people's worth of work in one sitting with one guy, and he planted these. And it looks good. You can tell because of the flags. So the squirrels, they mark them out so the squirrels don't eat them.
It's not true.
Yeah, you gotta let people know we're joking.
Full on joke.
What kind of trees do we have here today, Jesse?
Well, I put in a number of peaches. There's China Pearl, Contender, Reliance. It's a polyculture with honeyberries, peaches, Chinese chestnut, marshmallow root, and horseradish. Red currant cutting.
Red currant and perennial onions.
Definitely around 200 fruiting trees of all different varieties.
Yummy. So each one of those is gonna turn into a fruit?
Has the potential.
Yeah. Some might drop off, some might get picked off by birds. And then you mimic nature by putting understory shrubs and maybe some other fruit trees and mulching it instead of just having grass where it's bacterial dominant. The pawpaw patch. So you were saying earlier that these pawpaws are so small because this is some of like the northernmost climate where they can grow.
Yep.
To where the mulberry was getting real big, you know, way bigger. You know, it was maybe the size of that tree, but these pawpaws are small because they like that southern soul.
Yep. Yeah, max I get a foot of vegetative growth.
Per year?
Nah, I'd say a foot to 2 feet.
Pee on your trees just like grandma used to, right, Jesse? I do not have a fishing pole because you gotta pay the tax. You gotta pay the state of New York if you want to catch a fish. Unless you're a Native American Indian, you gotta pay the tax to go to the water and get a fish out of it.
Right now we're catching rainbow trout and brown trout.
Oh snap. I don't know of any places in Virginia, Central Virginia, where you can just come out and drive like 10 minutes from your house and be in some places pretty and get that fish, boy. Good thing you waited till the last second. This is a rainbow.
Rainbow trout.
He's pretty. Kiss the fish, eat the fish. How long? Oh snap. Look at that. I feel like we're doing the fishing channel that my grandpa watches. You know, Jesse, I believe in you. I think the fish is gonna bite this time.
Yep.
Got him. So I'm currently back at the cabin and Jesse and his friend Zoe want to go smelt fishing. Well, they actually are, which is like some fish and you wait under the full moon when it's this month by Niagara Falls. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna go do that and then they have like nets and they eat all these fish and they fry them up. But I am half awake. We're gonna eat these trout. Boom. And a little bit of sausage from Rise and Swine. All right, so wish me luck. Hopefully I get enough energy to, it's gonna be 34 tonight. And we're gonna be going out till 2 a.m. over in the Niagara River. Basically, these like fish are spawning or something like that. I was just telling people that we're going to the Niagara River to go smelt fishing, and it's 11:29, and it's gonna be really, I couldn't even get the other arm of my hunting suit on because I got so many layers on. It's gonna be 24, but I'm kind of used to the cold, but also I like being warm, so shout out to Florida. Been informed that the smelt don't run until, what, 2 in the morning, but it is 12:35. And we're in it now. On the border of Canada. Is like how far from the other side of the river?
A couple hundred feet.
Canada is a couple hundred feet away. We're gonna see if there's any people floating on pieces of ice trying to cross over for the McDonald's and strip malls. What's going on here?
Alright, Cole.
Oh jeez.
Bend over, buddy.
I can put that in. I don't know what's going on. This is the most clothes I've worn in like 2 years. Canada. We're right by Canada. It's a full moon. Nice. It's right there. Where's the river? River somewhere around this parking lot.
Yeah, see the gorge.
Oh yeah, there's the gorge. Very gorgeous. Walking through the Niagara River. 40 degrees out. Apparently that's a warm night for the people of Buffalo, New York. But Canada's, we're looking at the people doing the same fishing over in Canada. Is that a good spot for a plum? Tree 1, tree 2, putting it right in the hole. Nice fertile soil. Our big dog, we got 1,036 miles into this trip. We're currently in the Adirondacks of New York. Well, I reckon I thought spring was here and that it was time to plant plums, but it is now snowing in upstate New York. And I'm on the side of the road checking out all these Christmas trees, baby. Check it out. Goodness gracious. It's cool though. Kind of reminds me of Idaho. And it's supposed to be 75 degrees and sunny when we go into the sun. So that part is a slight issue. But we're going over to Ben Falk's house for a permaculture apprenticeship for like 10 days. Yeah, New York is crazy, bro. You will never believe this. This is something that you might need to hear. The warm sun might let you daydream by the beach, but the cold weather forces you into the present moment. There's no escape. With wind chill, it's 15 degrees and I'm wearing wool socks on my hands as mittens because I do not know where they are. Because I came from the south. There's like a lot of good stuff to be said about vitamin D and the sun, but also apple trees don't grow where you sweat in the winter. Stone fruits much prefer areas like this where you see Christmas trees and spruces everywhere. Some days I feel like a mango, but other days I feel like an apple just waiting to bask in the snow. All right, I'm just being silly. Go plant a fruit tree. You probably can't hear this because it's real windy up here, but I think I found my new house. I'm wearing socks as gloves. I'm wearing socks as gloves. Everyone in the mountain, give me some love. Everybody always asking me, Cole, why do you have to walk so high to get to your house? And I just want to be away from ugly people. That's why I think everybody who lives in the north has that accent, because their mouth is so cold that they can't pronounce their words. I finally discovered why so many people from up north have such a cool and funny accent. It is so cold and windy up here that your face starts to freeze, so if you were to go get some lunch down south, they'd be like, oh man, we're gonna get some biscuits. But if you go to the north, your mouth doesn't move all the way, and you'd say, oh yeah, but we're gonna get some taters there. It'll be a real good time there. Put her in the ketchup. You notice the jaw movement? Oh yeah, instead of like, hey, that, like it hurts to move it too much. But then they get to enjoy things like this. Yes, that's a sock on my hand. Yeah, dog, it's actually mad windy up here and it's been blowing it around and it's good. It's good. I'm happy that my hands are cold. All y'all Southern Belles need to come up in here and experience the Great White North. So I'm on my way to meet Ben Falk, which if you don't know who he is, he's a permaculture designer, has a really nice farm in Vermont. I've learned a lot from him. Between him and Perma Pastures Farms, as you can tell I'm talking slow because my mouth is kind of frozen. Between those two guys, they're like so cool. So I'm going to be doing a permaculture apprenticeship up there, and I'm going to be playing around with all these really nice trees. I haven't seen any squirrels yet because they're all sleeping because the groundhog came out down south, but it did not come up north. Okay, that's the trail. I got shoes on today, guys. Would you guys buy a shirt that says Barefoot Appalachia, I left my boots in Virginia? Because I left my boots in Virginia. They were purple boots. When I'm not barefoot, I wear purple boots. It's actually unbelievable that it's snowing right now, considering that, whatever, I said it like 100 times. Okay, like, yeah, I grew up in the South, whatever. Get over yourself, bro. So I'm gonna be digging like working on ponds, digging out spring heads. I'm gonna be grafting fruit trees. Gonna be doing some other paid projects up there, which is pretty nice. So I'll be done probably the end of April. I know I've got at least one guy from Instagram that sees my videos, and he's gonna be there. Shout out to dude. Look forward to meeting you. I'm just enjoying the North Country. This is an area where like the regulations kind of suck, and the taxes and the laws and stuff. So I never really made it a point to stay up here unless I was seeing family, because I always hoped that I would meet someone really cool at a gas station. Whenever I'd be walking around West Virginia or get some gas, someone was like, yo, I got a great deal on some land. And then we just work out a deal, but it hasn't happened yet. One time I did something crazy with my truck, and the tow truck guy, he offered to section me off like 10-20 acres, but I haven't heard back from him. I should probably call him. But right now, even though it's a little bit more Babylon in the cities, I'm in New York State. Now I'm saying New York, like everyone up here. And life is good. Just learning how to adapt and be cold again. I mean, I used to like stargaze when it was like 10 degrees outside, and I would just lay down on the roof of my truck when I have my big camper. It's a good spot for a plum tree. Probably not a good time to do it. If anyone else has permaculture connections, I would love to talk to some more people about that. You know, especially if we already have like the common ground of Instagram. You can kind of already know that two people are similar because of the things that they like consume online. Like, I don't need anybody messaging me who's gonna be like sending me like Roundup, like, yo, go work on this Roundup farm. We don't want to do that. Stay tuned, guys.
Dude, what dog? This place is crazy. There's ice in the river. What, dude? New York, yeah. Wow. That's pretty, though. I'll tell you.
Alright, guys, so I'm at this coffee shop right now. And since it's upstate New York, someone drove I think they drove their plane. I think they drove their plane to the coffee shop. Got all these cool old places off the side of the road, and just saw a plane take off. That was pretty neat. The people are driving their planes to get coffee. So I'm walking on the side of the road, taking some pictures with the film camera. Look at that. Look at that. Woohoo! So I'm on my way up to the Mount Marcy area because it's the highest peak in the Adirondack Mountains. Just looking at all this cool stuff, it feels kind of like another world. People here in New York City not knowing that a quarter of the state, if not more, is like more backcountry than some of the West. I think it's more rural than Virginia just based off of vibes and how it feels. But it also comes with all these nice conifer trees. So the snow is about that deep right now. So this is all the ice, and there's still snow on the ground. As you can see, there was about a foot over near there. But this is where the pond is, and it all goes into here. And this is how much snow we got on the ground. Still, it's all packed in, thankfully. Kinda. Yeah. It's a wonderland out here. I really do enjoy places like this. So this water behind me is the source of the Hudson River, which feeds a lot of New York City's water supply. It's about 300 or so miles away. It's about 300 miles away, and it's clean, fresh water from these glacial lakes, rivers, and mountains. Another neat thing is this birch bark right here. It comes from all these white birch trees. Well, they're white in color. I don't know if they're actually called white birches. But this is a really good fire starter. If you're ever walking on a trail and you see some, or you're in an emergency situation, this is really good stuff to have on hand. Just use this tinder kindling. Pretty much just use this, it lights up really quickly. And it can save you in a dire situation.
We are on mile 1203. crossing this bridge, bumpy bridge, into Vermont. When it's dark out, it looked like it was gonna go all the way up. We are literally almost here, guys. No welcome sign.
Hopefully that there is a controlled burn. My goodness. I didn't know if we were doing a controlled burn or if you needed some help.
Somebody threw a cigarette butt out their window. I've got the fire department coming.
All right.
Thank you very much for stopping.
Yes, sir. Well, first trip to Vermont and she is on fire. Holy cow.
Oh snap, pulling up to the raw milk farm and
Oh, we made it to the promised land. Fresh dairy, fresh eggs, tallow, freezer full of meat. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Syrup.
bag secured, guys, in the beautiful hills of VT. There's like these cute little towns everywhere, and there's a lot of Volvos and Subarus, and that's like the only dealership I've seen is the Subaru dealership. Yeah, bro, this place is sweet. The Rochester Cafe, hardware store, Maple Soul, a lot of solar panels everywhere. The elevation's way lower than West Virginia, but the trees are like kind of similar because West Virginia is so south. Pancake breakfast Easter Sunday? Dude! Yeah, this is cool. This is good vibes up here. Roads are muddy, trees are green, we're pulling up. Let's go. The soil's really rocky and the vibes are good. You know, we pulling up in the neighborhood. Oh, there's the house. There's the compost pile. There's Ben on the four-wheeler.
We have officially arrived. Ben was saying that there's so many apple trees around here, you can drive up and down this one road and fill up like a 1-ton truck bed, like a dump truck, I guess, with apples, because there's so many apples. All right, folks, this is the end of the video. I'm over in a roadside park right now. And let me know if you think this is too much commentary or if you like the commentary. I usually try to have like engaging short form videos on my Instagram. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out. Versus a lot of the stuff I'm doing in these videos is me just like yapping while I drive, mixed with like showing you cool spots. So give me some feedback in the comments just so I know what to put out there. All right, love you guys. Talk to you.